Here we have the Ezviz C8W PRO Smart Security Camera, and today we're going to check it out. Now, I've tried out a few security cameras over the years, but what caught my eye about the Ezviz C8W PRO security camera is the fact that it has smart tracking capabilities. And by this, I mean, well, let me just read it from the box. Smart tracking automatically tracks and follows the moving object detected on camera. So let's just say someone arrives on your property, whether it be at home or at work, the camera will recognize this and then track their movements whilst they pass through the 360-degree field of view. So first things first, let's get the cellophane off. There we go. We can unhinge that, lift up the flap, remove the protective cover, and we have, first of all, well, it's the Ezviz Quick Start Guide. That is quite thick. Wow. I presume it's multi-language. We're turning it into a map. Well, I'm not reading all that. But guess what? I don't actually have to, because you just scan the QR code and then you get the manual directly on your phone. We then come to the actual camera itself, it looks like. So it's well protected. In fact, let's just pull that out of there. I'm going to put that back in there. Let's move this to one side. And wow, that is the camera. Let's remove this and get it unveiled. And well, there we go. Wow, that does look very nice indeed. How professional does that look? That really is a serious piece of equipment. Oh, I like that. So obviously the exterior casing does have a black and white colour motif, but I must admit I do like how the black is actually a glossy finish, which gives it that extra premium look. It also does have some substantial weight to it, again adding to that premium feel. And then if we just move on to the actual camera itself, well, you can see we have the Ezviz logo, the camera lens, we have the LEDs, not only for colour night vision, but also infrared night vision. And then just beneath that is where you'll find where the micro SD card is stored. And just for that extra peace of mind, in case anyone tries to steal the SD card, well, there are two screws holding that in place as well. We also have a reset button as well as a microphone, and then here is where you'll see the camera's speaker just housed on the bracket at the back. And speaking of the bracket, well, it is just plastic like the rest of the exterior housing, but I must admit the bracket does feel extra durable. And it is also good to see that there are plenty of screw holes on offer. And last but not least, as for the cable protruding from the camera, well, of course we have the DC power supply, and then just in case you do have some Wi-Fi technicalities, then of course you can just hardwire this camera as well. Let's just see what else we get in this box. So we can slide that open and take all that out. Oh, nice long cable there, and there's something else. Of course, that's the power supply, and oh wow, quite a bit there. So we have some safety information if you want to read it. And look at that, we have a drill template. We then have some waterproof connectors for the wires. We have the supplied screws and wall plugs. But look at this, we have already an ultra long cable for the DC power supply. But just in case of any additional problems and you need that extra bit of length, look at the size of that cable. So that is everything that you get in the box. So now let's just take a quick look at the specifications. So to begin with, it has a 1 by 2.7 inch progressive scan CMOS sensor. The maximum resolution of the video recorded is 2880 by 1620, and this is done at a maximum frame rate of 30 frames per second, but it also has a self-adaptive frame rate during network transmission. Its Wi-Fi coverage uses the 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi band. Its night vision detection is up to 30 meters or 98 feet. And then finally, it supports a micro SD card up to 256 gigabytes. But there is also the option for the Ezviz Cloud Play storage, which is a subscription-based system. But as always, a more in-depth list of all the specifications can be found in the description of this video. And with the unboxing and specifications all done and dusted, it's now time to set this thing up. So the first thing we need to do is to, of course, download the app. So if you either go to the Apple Store or the Google Play Store, just type in Ezviz and then you should find the app no problem. Once you have set up your account, it's now time to switch on the camera. So I've now plugged in the power supply to a wall socket. So let's just connect this here via the cables. And there we go. We can see a red light has come on. So I presume that means it has power. And that does appear to be doing a bit of a scan of the area. So it knows where it's at, I presume.
Please use Ezviz app for device Wi-Fi configuration.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you heard that then. I wasn't expecting it myself, but a voice came out of the camera and told me to basically get onto the app to start the installation process. So let's do what it says. Now, in the top right hand corner of the app, you'll see a little plus button. So if we press that, and then we can go to add device. So what can we add here? Well, we've got a video doorbell, video door viewers, smart bulbs, but of course ours is a camera. So it's now asking to scan the QR code, which is located just on the back of the camera here. So I shall scan that. And that has found it quite quickly, I might add. So now we just press the little blue button at the bottom left-hand corner, then click next, and then it tells you a few simple configurations you will need, such as your Wi-Fi password, etc. But we can ignore that. So, are we going to allow location? Yeah, why not? Please select the Wi-Fi and enter the password. Okay, so I'll do that now. And after about 10...
Connecting to Wi-Fi. Please wait. Wi-Fi connected.
It just keeps talking to me, so it's stating that it has registered the Wi-Fi and of course it has accepted the Wi-Fi password, so it is all now connected to the router, and it's now saying we can name and place the device. So device name, I'm just going to stick with that. We're going to put it in the yard eventually, so we'll do that. That is now done.
Configuration complete. Welcome to Ezviz.
Okay, so the camera keeps talking to me, but it's basically clarifying that it is now connected to the Wi-Fi, and we do actually have a live picture on the phone. So let's just bring that up to me, and well, there I am. That is the quality of the camera, and I must admit, from what I can see there, that is a nice clean image. So let's just try a few of the things we can do with the app. So we've got the PTZ here, so let's see if I can just move this around. Wow. How silent is that? Very nice indeed. So I'm just going around there, and I can go a bit up. Oh, nope, down, sorry, I'm already up. Back up again. Well, that is super smooth, and I'm very shocked with just how silent it is as well. That was a nice smooth motion. We've also got snapshot, we've got record there, we've got talk in case you want to try the audio. Let's try and do a talk. Let's see what happens here. Feedback. Well, we know the microphone works. It's just a bit too close to the phone. We've also got sleep there. We can take a 360 picture if need be. Let's see, we've got the alarm. I'm not going to turn that on right now though. A floodlight, let's try that. Floodlight, whoa, okay. So that's the floodlight. And that is bright. And just in case you want to hear the sound through the phone, let's see if I can just stop the feedback here. So I'll click on that. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, okay, it's not the best, but it does the job. So just going through a few of the features very quickly, we can go to create a preset. So let's just go to this preset location. Let's try test, save, and that is now completed. So now if I just move this camera around a bit, just randomly, and then we go to preset locations, the camera will come back and point to that location. And finally, if you go to automation at the bottom of the first menu screen, then you can set up your own routines. So for example here, it's got turn on the light when the open or closed sensor is open. Cameras will turn on or off notification when door is open. Or you can just, of course, create your own. Of course, that's just a very quick demonstration of the camera in action with a few of the features as well. So I'm quite excited to put this to the test when I mount it outside. And I think that's exactly what we should do right now. So here we are then in my backyard, and I have the Ezviz C8 Pro all set up. Now yes, I do have it attached to my drain pipe via cable ties, and the reason for this is that, let's just say, I got into quite a bit of trouble last time I drilled holes into our exterior walls. But as you can see, the camera is still very secure thanks to its overall lightweight design. Now this is the point of view of the camera, and unfortunately my backyard is not exactly the biggest, so I can't push the C8W to its limits. But first and foremost, I will say that the picture quality is absolutely fantastic. You can see it yourself that everything just comes through clear, crisp, as well as sharp. But let me just take you through the quality settings before we actually begin. So this at the moment is on the maximum setting, and here I am approximately 15 feet away holding two pieces of paper with various sizes of writing. Now the large writing is around the same size as a number plate lettering would be, and then the other writing is the same words but in the following sizes of font from Microsoft Word. So we've got 100 points, 72 points, 36, 20 and then finally 11 points. Now straight away you can clearly see the large lettering and all the way down to around the 72 point mark, but then the writing becomes too small to read clearly. Now if I go to the next setting, which is full HD, well, you can still see the writing, although obviously at a reduced quality. Moving on to the next lower setting, then you can just about make out the writing, but now even at the 72 point mark, well, it becomes fairly pixelated. And then finally on the standard setting, well, most of it becomes unreadable, apart from the number plate size lettering, which is still pretty good at that range. Now we'll move on to how well noise is picked up through the camera. So this is the sound quality that the camera has to offer. Now I'm approximately 3 feet away, just speaking normally, and I'm just going to walk backwards now, approximately 15 feet, counting backwards, and you'll be able to hear the sound quality continue as I move further away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there we go. That's the sound quality from around 15 feet. And I'll just move back forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there we go. So for sound, well, yes, it does pick things up, even from far away, but unfortunately it does sound very, very tinny. So it's not exactly the best, but it still does the job. But how good is the night vision? Well, I have to admit, I feel it is pretty good. Plus this feature has actually shocked me as to just how many cats come across my back wall. And then as for humans in night vision, well, here I am in the early hours of the morning holding the same two cards that were shown earlier. And although you can quite clearly make out the larger writing, as well as almost clearly see the next two sets, well, the quality is still diminished. But for spotting someone or something in complete darkness, I think the Ezviz Pro does an excellent job. There is also a floodlight option if you wish to see who or whatever is invading your property in full colour. And here is what that feature looks like. I will have to say it's very, very bright for such a small device. Obviously, depending on how large the area is that you are covering will determine the quality of the brightness. But here at approximately 15 feet away, it lights up practically everything. As for the intelligent detection for sensing intruders, well, once more I feel the C8W Pro is a very capable camera for not only detecting but also tracking anyone or anything that comes into the camera's field of view. The automatic tracking doesn't always provide the smoothest of movements, but it is exceptionally quick as well as phenomenally quiet. And this is the feature I love the most about the C8W Pro, because no matter what invades the area of my backyard, the camera is always able to follow it as its main focal point, which then of course allows me to see exactly what has triggered the sensor. In terms of response time, well, here are a few examples, beginning with just how long before I get a notification. And there we go. As you can see, although the camera detects my movement almost straight away and then of course starts recording, it only takes a few additional seconds for the message to relay from the camera to my phone. And considering the camera is performing multiple tasks at once, including detection, tracking, recording, and then of course sending a notification, I think those few seconds is exceptionally fast. When movement is detected by the camera, there are a couple of options to play around with in terms of what the camera actually does. Now personally, I prefer the C8W PRO to stay covert and just record, track and keep me notified. But if you wish, you can have additional choices, such as the floodlight coming on and staying on when movement is detected, or maybe the floodlight flashing, a quick alarm beep, or even a full siren to hopefully scare uninvited visitors. Or if you really want to play around, you can even have a recording of your own voice message to be shouted at unwanted guests.
This is the voice of Alex coming through the camera.
Depending on where you place the camera, you may just need to adjust the sensitivity of its motion detection. Luckily, this is easily done via the app, or you can just choose from the preset options already available. I've tried it both with human detection and vehicle detection as well. And with human detection, for me, that setting was ideal. It would detect anyone in our yard as well as any random wildlife or creatures. When vehicle detection is activated as well, then almost everything in my small yard becomes a notification. For example, my washing blowing lightly in the wind. Getting back to the app, well, it's safe to say it is incredibly easy to use. There are all the options you would wish to find, from simple repositioning of your camera, setting your default view, adjusting the alarms, the picture quality, it's all there. You can even take snapshots or record video directly to your device if you wish to share it with someone else. A little cool feature though I think I should mention too is the zoom feature via the picture-in-picture mode. Now when this is enabled, the feed splits into two, and one shows the full screen and then the other zooms directly into the object. And I really was pleasantly surprised when I saw this in action. Now since I've been using the camera for the past few months, have I encountered any problems? Well, I did notice if I ran fast, however, the camera would have some difficulty tracking my movement, but my movement would of course still be detected. However, apart from that, everything else is just quite literally fantastic. And there we go, that was my demonstration for the Ezviz C8W PRO camera. And of course, I'm sure you would like to know what are my thoughts. Well, I very much like this camera. I think the overall concept is exceptionally easy to use. The setup process, as demonstrated earlier, was painstakingly quick and simple. And then as for the image quality, well, you only have to look for yourself because it's second to none in terms of clarity. I do have one piece of constructive criticism which I feel would make the C8W PRO absolutely perfect, and that is the option to black out certain areas of what is being captured, just in case you don't want anything that is in the field of view to be recorded. And hopefully they can do that with a quick update of the app. But overall, I do highly recommend this camera. Its weatherproof design keeps out even the heaviest of rain. You can quite literally personalize everything to your liking. But most importantly, the C8W PRO gives you that peace of mind, knowing that whatever can possibly happen whilst you are away from your property, you will not only be notified, but be notified in glorious quad definition. Now before I go, please do let me know your thoughts on the C8W PRO from Ezviz. Do you think it is a good choice for securing your property? Plus, is there any additional features that you would like to see added in future updates? Please do let me know in the comment section below. Not forgetting, if you enjoyed this video and you like tech and gadgets, then please show your support to the channel by liking this video and of course subscribing. But until next time, thank you all for watching, please stay safe out there, and I'll hopefully see you at some point very soon. Thank you.